At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM, channel 375, all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from Chicago, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern each and every day right here on Westwood One Sports. If you want to join the show, you can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Abdalla, tonight we have Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The San Antonio Spurs will host the New York Knicks for Game 1, and I think the hype around this series is justified. This should be a fantastic Finals series. Lots of storylines to go over, and you have a star in Victor Wembanyama who now is on the stage, where this is where legends start to build a case as their careers go. And I'm not listing Wemby yet as an all-time great, but now you're here. Now let's see what he can accomplish. And New York Knicks fans are just awaiting that title. It's been decades since they've been able to hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy, 1973. And I think the storylines are fantastic for this series.
I was going to say, have we forgotten about the New York Knicks?
No.
Like it's been a week. It's been 8 days. Like have we forgotten about the Knicks? The Knicks have been sleeping. The Knicks have been resting. I hope we as NBA fans have not forgotten about the New York Knicks and what they can bring to this NBA Finals, and how this is a team that is coming in on an 11-game playoff winning streak, beating teams by an average of 19.5 points, the highest average margin of victory in NBA playoff history. Better than those great Warriors teams, better than any team, the highest in NBA history.
Yeah.
Like, they are crushing teams. They've swept 2 teams in the playoffs en route to getting here. So let's not forget that, like, let's just, Sharpie in the Spurs into NBA championships, okay? Or the Thunder, had they been here. Like, the Knicks are going to put up a fight. The Knicks are going to put up shots. I think that they are a completely different team than what the Thunder were able to bring to the Spurs, and the fight that they were able to bring to the Spurs. And yeah, the Spurs had to go through a war to get through the 7 games. Like, while the Knicks were just sitting at home, resting, getting healthy, unless you're Mitchell Robinson and whatever happened to him, because he wasn't, according to Mike Brown, he wasn't injured in a practice and he wasn't injured in a game. So whatever happened to that hand, interesting. So they're fully healthy and rested and well rested. So they might come in a little rusty. They might, come in, but they did that in Game 1 against the Cavs, and then they were able to mount a huge comeback, and that broke Cleveland, and they ended up sweeping the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals and just had all of this rest. So I think that when you've got a player also like Jalen Brunson, who can shoot from anywhere on the floor, create his own shot, like we've mentioned in previewing this series, this is going to be a great series.
Yeah.
These are 2 great teams, and I think this is going to be a phenomenal NBA Finals, because I think that, unlike the Thunder, I'm not saying that the Thunder are a bad team at all. Like, obviously this went 7 games. The Knicks are a different team than the Thunder and will present a different challenge than the Spurs faced.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not willing to say that the Knicks are a better team than the Thunder.
No, not at all.
The Thunder, they're a great team. It just didn't work out in that series against the Spurs. Who knows how that plays out if they're fully healthy. Now, back to your point, heading into the finals tonight in San Antonio, for the most part, both teams are healthy. Now, Mitchell Robinson, like you mentioned, his status for the game tonight is questionable. ESPN is reporting it's a game-time decision. So I'm guessing Mitchell Robinson will play. He's also someone that he's not known for his shooting abilities. So if you can put a splint on the hand, you can do something to wrap it up. He's still a viable defensive player and rebounder like that. So it's the right hand. He fractured the right fifth metacarpal. So it's the hand. It's not. It was originally reported as a pinky, but it's like the inside of the hand. That's the problem. And
how do you break that?
Many have speculated that it's usually an injury that you see with boxers.
Oh, what do boxers do?
Because they are hitting things with their hands.
Oh.
So
in
who knows?
in a punch?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? We don't know. I'm guessing Mitchell Robinson will play, though.
Okay.
And it all goes back to this same conversation. You started off talking about let's not forget about the New York Knicks. I don't think anyone's forgetting about the New York Knicks. It's just when you look at the grand scale of the storylines heading into this, I think Victor Wembanyama and his success so far in just a couple short seasons in the NBA, it's early. It's very early for the Spurs team to be on this level, to be at this stage. I agree with you, though. The Knicks are great. They're a great team, and they're built differently than what Oklahoma City is based on the fact that it is a team. It's a team that can play some defense on the wings. OG Anunoby, you have Bridges. Those two have been great throughout the playoffs defensively. What do the Knicks get from Karl Anthony Towns? How does he function with Wemby lurking around defensively? I'm guessing at times Wemby will be on Karl Anthony. Also, I could see the Spurs taking the idea of maybe using Wemby the way that they used him against the Thunder, where when Alex Caruso was on the court, Wemby was guarding Caruso because he would float off of Caruso. And they kind of dared the Thunder to shoot their way through the series by hitting threes from Alex Caruso and the role players. I don't know. Is that something that the Spurs will try and do against the New York Knicks? I'm guessing the Knicks have the ability to kind of combat that because Josh Hart is a much better three-point shooter than Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
He is. So is Bridges. So I'm guessing that Wemby will be on Karl Anthony Towns for most of the game. Now, will Karl Anthony Towns collapse and just absolutely turn into just a shell of a player like Chet Holmgren did? Or will he push back? And will Karl Anthony Towns have a great series? Because if Towns has a great series, like here's the thing with Knick fans. I don't think anyone is going to suggest that Jalen Brunson won't have a great series. Jalen Brunson's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
If Karl Anthony Towns shows up and has a great series, the Knicks will win the title. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If Karl Anthony Towns is affected the way that Chet Holmgren was affected in the Western Conference Finals by Victor Wembanyama, then the Spurs are going to win, right? Like that's, to me, that is where this series and how it's going to play out kind of lies. It's can Wemby affect enough defensively, shut down Karl Anthony Towns, and can Towns bounce back? A lot of the offense has been ran through Karl Anthony throughout the playoffs and throughout the regular season under Mike Brown. So if he's effective, the Knicks absolutely have a shot. And you're right. It's not one of those things where we enter this series saying, well, it was cute that the Knicks got to this point. I think either team can win this series. I know that one team will be favored heading into it. But I think that both teams are good and both teams can exploit the weaknesses from the other.
I think that exactly what you said applies to what the Spurs just dealt with the Thunder, right? Like SGA was able to get his and everybody else was like a non-factor. Like Chet Holmgren just collapsed. So if the Spurs can deal with everything around the Knicks and Jalen Brunson is able to get his, then the Spurs will be able to win the NBA Finals. So it'll be a matchup of, like you said, Karl Anthony Towns. What can everybody else on the Knicks be able to do? So if they can guard Jalen Brunson and Jalen Brunson is able to, create his own shots and shoot well and everything like that, that's fine. But if you can contain what everybody else can do night in and night out, and that's usually how these series goes. Like the stars will be able to shine. The stars will be able to put up numbers on most nights in a 7-game series like this. But what happens is the role players, the secondary guys. Like I'm not saying that Chet Holmgren's a role player. He's a star. He should be a star, but he didn't show up in the series. That's what affects these series. So if Karl Anthony Towns shuts down like Chet Holmgren does, then that's a problem. I do think, though, something that you said about the inexperience will affect the Spurs. It didn't affect them against the Thunder. And people going into that series said that it would affect them against the Thunder. I don't think that it's going to. They don't know any. Like there's a part of the they don't know any better going into this. And like the Knicks are battle tested. The Knicks have also, this team has never been in the finals. They don't know any better either. So I think that both teams not having been in the finals, that it does even out somewhat.
Yeah.
The Knicks are more battle tested. Yes,
Sure.
they've gone to, but now both teams have gone to the conference finals. Both teams have won their conference finals. And now both teams are in the NBA finals. The Spurs just don't know any better. Both teams are somewhat playing with, quote, house money. Yes, the Spurs are here early. The Spurs are all very young. The Spurs have a chance to go back multiple times because Victor Wembanyama is only 22 and like he's only in his third year and Castle's young and all these guys are very young. And like the Knicks got here in, some will say, in a very easy path. And I'll say it. It was a very easy path to get here.
Some will say.
I'm saying it.
Some
I'm saying
say
it. Some
easy
say
path.
I'm saying it.
Some
Easy
say.
path. Easy path to get here. And look, they might not get, they might have a much tougher chance.
People are saying, some say.
To get back here next year is going to be much tougher because the East is going to be in so much more flux than the West is, depending on what LeBron does and all the other movement that's going to go on. So I think the more pressure is going to be on New York and the Knicks to actually win this than the Spurs.
Yeah.
To win this NBA Finals.
I think the pressure's on the Spurs, quite honestly, because of what has been built up, the hype around Victor Wembanyama. They're the better team. They have home court. They just took out a Thunder team in the Western Conference Finals that also won 60-plus games. We haven't seen two teams match up in the finals or the playoffs who have both won 60-plus games in a regular season since the 90s. It's not something that happens. Those two teams were that good. And so I think the pressure is solely on San Antonio. Now, you could lay out the way that Adam just said. People are saying, they're saying this, that you were channeling something. And if you heard it, it was funny. I don't think you were intentionally trying to channel it. But with that said, like, I get it. They're young. They should have opportunities in the future to get back to this point. To me, the Knicks have an edge to them. And I don't think with an edge like that and the way that they've been playing here in the postseason, I don't think pressure comes along with that when you're the underdog and when you're the team that's on the road to start the series. Like, think about tonight and game 2. For the Knicks, all they have to do is if they steal a game, the series is now tilted in their favor.
Oh, yeah.
Just steal a game. That's all you have to do in this series is get one of the first 2 games. And if you get the first one, now you definitely have the momentum, right? Where San Antonio, being the home team and being the better team, you got to win both of these games. You got to set the tone. You got to make sure that game 3 at Madison Square Garden is not just an absolute free-for-all. Because if the Knicks could somehow get one of these 2 games, that's what it will be. It will be a scene that we have not seen in quite some time in the NBA Finals for that first home game for the Knicks in game 3. So, and I believe that game will be next Monday night. So I think when you're the team that all you have to do, split here in the first 2, there is no pressure. It's on San Antonio. Wembanyama has been built up as the next savior of the league, the face of the league. And so pressure comes with that. Now, whether or not you can be an all-time great and look at the pressure and it doesn't matter and you still show up and perform, that's what we will see. And that will be the tale that we kind of watch here in the NBA Finals.
See, I disagree. I think the pressure's on New York to win this because we all kind of assume that because of his age, and I know you can say big men in health and whatever, that's fine. But because of his age, because of the franchise that he's a part of, the Spurs, and because of the age of the team, that they're just going to get back here. And yeah, it's no guarantee, but we talked about at the beginning of the Spurs and the Thunder series at the start of the Western Conference Finals that this was a preview of the years to come.
Yeah.
That this was going to be the Western Conference Finals and could be for the next 5 or 6 years. And that this was just going to be between the Spurs and the Thunder and how good these organizations are and what these guys can be together. And these 2 teams, and if they stay somewhat together, that SGA versus Wemby is going to be a great rivalry in the Western Conference. And on the Knicks, not having been in this situation since 1999, if they don't win here, like the amount of pressure on them and with the way the city has been boiling up for the last week waiting for this, like I feel like the pressure is on them. And if they do get a game, and I think tonight is the night to get it, you cannot come out flat because having all of the and like Victor Wembanyama talked about it, like they still haven't come down from the Game 7 win yet. Like, if you want to get a game...
He treated them to a movie.
Yeah, they went and saw, they saw Obsession?
Yeah, but isn't that a nice...
It's a horror movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's not really like a come-down, like, movie.
Okay, all right.
Like, I mean...
That was nice of him to treat the squad.
I know Toy Story 5 isn't out yet, but, like... I can't think of like a horror movie as like a, hey, let's calm down and like
something to take your mind off of
calm
things.
The nerves. That's more of like a Babe Pig in the City. Like that's what I would go see, you know, like let's go see something that calms the nerves.
Sure.
Not that. But I feel like if the Knicks are going to you cannot come out flat tonight and have the rust factor because everyone's going to say, oh, you had a week off. Like this is the rust. No, this team in the Spurs is coming off a 7-game, very physical series. They're still riding high off of that Game 7 win. Yeah. You've got to go in and ride that factor and say, we've been sitting pretty for 7 days. We're going to come in and take advantage of the fact that you are banged up, you are beaten up, and you're tired, and we are going to take advantage of that. And if we're going to steal a game, it's going to be Game 1 tonight in San Antonio.
You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Which team in the NBA Finals has more pressure? The New York Knicks, the San Antonio Spurs. You can text the show at 310-840-4910 with your responses. Could Aaron Donald come out of retirement and join the Los Angeles Rams? We'll update that story coming up next. The final round of the basketball season is here, and the DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states.
Sweat every possession of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers can sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involve risk of loss. Sportsbook's bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks, expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The NBA Finals are set. It's a 1999 rematch. Knicks, Spurs. Will New York win its first title in 53 years? Or will San Antonio continue its championship legacy? Now with Wemby leading the way. Game 1 tips tonight. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Could Aaron Donald return to the Los Angeles Rams and form the greatest super team in the history of the NFL? Because you know the NFL, it's all about super teams. It's not. We don't ever see this. Like, it's not normal for an NFL team to assemble all of these stars, all of these Hall of Famers together. And it is out there that multiple reports from various places are all reaching out, ESPN, Schultz, all these different spots reaching out to Aaron Donald saying, are you interested in returning to the Rams? We've seen your Instagram posts. You're working out. You look like a beast. He still looks like he's in great shape.
Yeah.
It's out there. Sean McVay yesterday talking about it. Could Aaron Donald return and play for the Rams and join Myles Garrett on that defensive line?
He could. He very well could. Again, Aaron Donald is 35 years old. He hasn't played since 2023. Looking in shape and being in football shape and having the desire to play are two completely different things. James Harrison looks to be in great shape.
Still.
James Harrison is throwing around gigantic tires like they're nickels, like they're nothing, okay? Doesn't mean he can go out there and play football. All right. He could probably still get a sack in a game, I bet. I mean, he could still probably do it if he had to. However, it's the desire. It's the want to. If you talk to any former player, it's the second you have retirement in the back of your mind, you're done. You know you're done. And the second you can't give it all to the other guys on the field, it's not worth it to them, and it's doing a disservice to them for you to be out there. So if Aaron Donald is just like, hey, I want another ring, like I want to go out there, he knows he's enough of a professional.
Yeah, he would know.
To know that that's not worth it. And that's why he gave the quote that said, if I can find the fire, I will do it. Because I think that Aaron Donald is enough of a professional and enough of he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. Like, he's going to know.
He's one of the all-time great defenders in league history.
He knows that it's a disservice to the team and to the rest of the Rams and to Sean McVay and to Les Snead to take up a roster spot, to take up the money, all that kind of stuff. That if he doesn't have 100% of himself invested, that he's not going to do it just to get another ring.
I would also think that there's somewhere in the back of his mind that he's thinking about, man, yeah, there's all that work. Can I find the fire? But you know how easy it would be to get to the quarterback with Myles Garrett on the other end?
Oh, yeah. Like
with Garrett on my side?
Of course.
To just push up the middle, to pull a swim move or something and get after the quarterback? How much fun would that be, going after quarterbacks, having Myles Garrett on the defensive line with you as a running partner?
You've got the combination of all pros that those two have and players of the year that those two have. Look, in 2023, in his last season, Aaron Donald had 8 sacks, 16 tackles for a loss, and 23 quarterback hits. It's not like he was some scrub out there. You know what I mean?
No, he could still play. He retired early.
Absolutely.
He's one of those who, it was a surprise when he said he was going to retire.
He's still 35 years old.
Yeah, but when he retired, how many years ago was that?
3 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, at 33, 32, that's a surprise.
Yeah, okay.
He can still play. And he can play at a high level. So yesterday, Sean McVay talking to the media as they introduced Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles media. This is what Sean McVay had to say on the possibility of Aaron Donald returning.
Listen, if he's interested, there is no. Here's what I would say: you talk to Aaron and you see what he's saying about that. But here's what I would tell you guys overall too is, Aaron's a guy that I stay really close in touch with, and I know the respect that he has for Myles. Talk to him about the opportunity to be able to bring him on board. If Aaron decides he wants to dust him off at the age of 35, I bet you he could still do it at a pretty high clip.
So there you go. There's Sean McVay yesterday. Still stays in touch with Aaron Donald.
Yeah, why not?
So we'll watch that storyline. We'll see if Aaron Donald does return. And obviously, with the Rams not only being the Super Bowl favorites, they also are the team that's hosting the Super Bowl this season. Super Bowl is in SoFi in Los Angeles. So, I mean, it does feel like the script writers have this all lined up, right? Like if the NFL, if people around the country who watch the NFL say it's all rigged, it's all put together behind the scenes. I mean, the fact that we have assembling a super team in the NFL, that's not normal. And that's how I started this conversation. We don't usually see that in football.
I mean, we have
teams that are great teams, but you don't have teams going out and making splashy moves like this and then, telling guys to come out of retirement, to join the party. That's not usually what we see in the NFL.
No, not to this extent, but we have seen teams put together and be like, oh my God, Tom Brady and Randy Moss together. Like, are you serious? Like, that's going to be nuts. Like, we've seen players, like all-time greats, played together. Like, this isn't going to be like 85 Bears stature of a defense. It's Aaron Donald, and it's going to be Myles Garrett. And then, of course, you've got Devontae. Like, you've got a bunch of future Hall of Famers. Like, Devontae Adams is got maybe a year or two left. Like, he's not the same Devontae Adams. I don't know if that. Yes, you can say super team, but Devontae Adams is getting like admittedly, the Rams tried to move on from Davante Adams before the draft. So, yes, super team, yes, but they tried to move on and get better. And
they tried to land A.J. Brown.
Okay, so if that would have happened, then yes, we can talk super team. We can say, oh, man, if they would have gotten A.J. Brown and then you add Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, then you can say those things. But as of right now, like you've got Puka Nacua for one more year. You've got Davante Adams for presumably one more year. You've got Matthew Stafford for 1 or 2 more years. He's under contract for 2 more years now. You've got Myles Garrett for the rest of his career. And we don't even, like, Aaron Donald's still maybe a possibility. Like,
super team.
Like, McVay was laughing about it, kind of.
Well, I mean, he was in a much better mood meeting the media after the trade for Myles Garrett than he was the night that they drafted Ty Simpson. A much better mood. Did you notice? Smile, the whole thing. He was in a much better mood than the night that they drafted Ty Simpson.
You would be too if you were able to if your team just got Myles Garrett.
Yeah, but if you knew that was the plan when you drafted Ty Simpson, well, what's the problem, bro? Like, what was the issue between you and Les Snead? What happened there?
I don't know. Apparently, it was not about Ty Simpson because according to reports that have now come out about this whole situation, Sean McVay has been talking up Ty Simpson before the draft for 2 months leading up to the draft, but did not want to offend Matthew Stafford and did not want to talk up another quarterback until Matthew Stafford had signed his extension. That's what just was reported.
No, I know that's what was reported. It's so silly, though.
Believe what you want to believe, but that's what's being reported.
If you're Matthew Stafford, they have to tiptoe around Stafford.
No, he's just. I think the coach is just being respectful of the Hall of Fame, of the future Hall of Famer
but
and MVP.
the Hall of Famer knows what's on the horizon. He's not going to play forever.
He does, but at the same time, if you're drafting a quarterback while also negotiating a contract for an extension, like Matthew Stafford could also come back and say, "Hey, you want me? The price just went up."
I mean, but the same situation played out in Pittsburgh. They drafted a quarterback. They waited for Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers decided to return. It wasn't tiptoeing around making sure Aaron was happy that they drafted a quarterback, even though he was planning on playing this season.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference of drafting a quarterback 13th overall and where the Steelers ended up drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I guess, but no one thought Ty Simpson, when he was selected, there was zero conversation about him starting this year.
Well, because
The reason they drafted him was to sit behind Stafford.
Because Stafford was already under contract. Aaron Rodgers wasn't there yet. Aaron Rodgers was still in his ayahuasca hole.
I just would be surprised that Matthew Stafford is that worried.
I don't think he's
the
worried.
MVP of the league. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
I don't think he's worried. I think it was just Sean McVay being respectful of the player and not going around saying, "Hey, we love this guy. We're really high on him." And also, you don't want to tip your hand. It's lying season. Nobody wants to tip their hand because then other teams might take your play. Like we talked, like the Cardinals were high on him and we're talked about maybe taking him high in the draft. The Jets were high on Ty Simpson and maybe we're talking about taking him high in the draft. So you also don't want to tip your hand. And if you're discussing him 2 months before the draft, that's the epitome of tipping your hand.
That's true. That is true. Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Earlier in the show, we were talking about the NBA Finals. Starts up tonight, 8:30 Eastern, the Knicks and the Spurs. Which team has the most pressure heading into this series on them? You can text the show at 310-840-4910. A couple of texters that have chimed in here from the 541 out in Oregon. The text says the Spurs dealt with SGA flopping. Isn't Brunson like the second biggest flopper in the NBA? At least top 5. So the Spurs should know how to handle this. So that's the text from the 541.
That's funny.
Right? I mean, he does. I mean, Jalen Brunson is a part of the camp that's trying to foul bait and trying to get the officials to blow the whistle. I will say, is it possible that he does it in a more ethical fashion? Like, it does feel like Jalen Brunson, when he's getting hit, he is trying to make baskets and trying to play basketball. He's not just laying on the ground like he's SGA.
I think
He's not just laying on the ground, rolling around like he's LeBron. It's a little different.
I think he tries to oversell fouls as opposed to create fouls out of nowhere.
Yes.
Does that make more sense?
Yes, I agree with that. Let's see. The 661 text in. This is out in California.
Hey, shout out.
Here's the text that Knicks fans, if they don't win the finals and they send a picture of, I think, the girl from the new movie Obsession. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen Obsession.
I think the picture of the girl that they texted, I think that's her from Obsession.
Okay.
That Knicks fans, that's what they'll be if they lose this series.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
What is the movie about?
It's kind of, remember we were talking about the monkey's paw the other day? It's like a guy wishes that someone would fall in love with him, and then he bites off more than he could chew. If you pardon the expression, phrasing, like he gets more than he could wish for. Huh? Like she becomes obsessed with him, like she falls too hard for him and like becomes obsessed, like obsession.
Okay, all right,
you know,
all right.
It's the name of the movie.
No, I understand what the name of the movie is.
Yeah.
I just wanted someone to explain to me what the movie was about. Because you got that's taking place right now. That movie's out there. People are talking about that. And then there's the Backrooms movie.
I want to see
talking about.
I want to see Backrooms. I don't know what it's about.
The Backrooms.
Apparently, it's like
the Backrooms.
Well, it's about the Backrooms, yeah.
Yes.
But it's apparently it's like this like whole cult classic thing that's like was it like a video game or was it like a
No.
Was it not a video game? What was it?
It was a picture from a real estate listing.
Oh, that what
and
it was?
And then someone made a YouTube movie off of it.
Oh, okay.
That's the director. He made a YouTube video.
Okay.
Off of this picture.
Okay.
And then created a story off of it.
Oh.
There's no video game.
Then why why is there there's a whole like lore of it though? What's
That's
the
it.
lore?
That's it.
The
That's
lore?
where it came from.
That's the lore?
Yes, it was a picture that was online.
That's it?
For a real estate listing. For like a furniture store.
Oh.
That's what it is.
I'm not that interested anymore.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We have a text from the 470, the Atlanta area, into Bleck Abdalla. And it says that the Knicks shocking the nation. They're taking out the Spurs in 6.
Wow.
So they got the Knicks in 6. NBA Finals tonight.
I'm pretty close to picking the Knicks.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm pretty close to picking the Knicks.
All right.
I'm not 100% there yet. I'm pretty coin flippy on this matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coin flippy.
Coin flippy.
You can continue texting the show at 310-840-4910. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Do you believe in the Madden curse? We talk about that coming up next.
The NBA Finals are set. It's a 1999 rematch. Knicks, Spurs. Will New York win its first title in 53 years? Or will San Antonio continue its championship legacy? Now with Wemby leading the way. Game 1 tips tonight. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
You can watch the live stream of Bleck and Abdalla on our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Abdalla, do you believe in the EA Sports Madden curse? Do you believe in the curse? The person that's on the cover of EA Sports Madden football this year, Madden 27, Caleb Williams is the cover artist on the video game for Madden 27.
No. To an extent.
Oh, no. So you kind of believe in it?
Well, I mean, last year, it was Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Okay. But the year before that was Josh Allen. Josh Allen hasn't,
Last year was Saquon Barkley.
Or last year was Saquon Barkley.
You're excused.
Excuse me. 2 years before that was Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
He hasn't, but he's always been injured. Like, Christian McCaffrey's never been able to stay healthy. So, is it Okay.
So here's the recent list of athletes who have been on the cover. Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah.
Josh Allen. The year that John Madden passed away, he was on the cover.
All right. No curse there, obviously.
Patrick Mahomes,
All right. No curse there.
Tom Brady,
No curse there.
Lamar Jackson.
No curse there.
I mean, those are the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah. Mahomes has been on it twice.
Josh Allen was fine.
Yeah. Tom Brady's been on it twice. Like, I don't think that there is I think the curse went away a while ago. Like, I don't think that there's, like, I think
So
there used
that means
to be
at
a
some
curse.
point you believed in it.
I think there used to be a curse. I'm trying to figure out who lifted the curse. I think maybe Mahomes lifted the curse. After the Antonio Brown year in 2019, and then Mahomes was on it for 2020, I think that's when the curse was lifted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't think curses and the Madden curse is real. I would say this though, as a proud long life Chicago Bears fan,
No more curses.
Stay away.
Yeah, get out of
Curse,
here.
Mr. Curse.
Get out of here.
Stay away this season as Caleb Williams is on the cover of Madden 27. The two covers that have been released today by EA Sports. You have the one cover where Caleb is doing the kind of the I'm too cold kind of thing.
Iceman.
Iceman.
Not trademarked.
And he has also got a cover that he is Jumpman over the skyline of the city of Chicago throwing a pass, which is trying to recreate the pass they threw against the Green Bay Packers in the playoff game where his legs were split and he was throwing the football down the field to Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
So those are the two covers. Madden 27, Caleb Williams is on the cover of Madden 27. He is clearly the player that the NFL wants to prop up and push out there as the next guy to be the guy in the NFL.
He was the most exciting player in the NFL last season. You cannot argue with that. He had the most exciting plays at the end of games, and he was the most exciting player to watch and had the most acrobatic plays. Just like a year ago when Saquon was on the cover and did the 360 jump thing that they put on the cover.
Yeah.
That was the most exciting play of the season, and that's why they put Saquon on the cover. So I'm not surprised that they put Caleb on the cover. And he's extremely marketable. Chicago is one of the top markets in the country, and the Bears were very good last year. And so it's not surprising that they chose Caleb Williams, especially since he's a quarterback too, to be on the cover of Madden for this year.
Raj, get out of our team chat talking about. So people online have posted the photo. A side story to the Chicago Bears right now is that the Bears are looking to build a new stadium. They're trying to play the government officials in both the state of Indiana and the state of Illinois. The state of Chicago, or the city of Chicago, is trying to get in on that now as well. It's a mess. It's an epic mess that the Bears still don't have a location for their new stadium. And Raj put in a photoshopped Madden 27 cover of Caleb Williams doing the Jumpman over smokestacks in Gary, Indiana.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's not where they're not going to play down.
Get out of here.
We're not doing that, Raj.
Get out of here. Don't say they won't play there, because
It's so good.
I just said we're not doing it.
yeah, don't say they won't play there, because
They might.
Yeah, it's getting
Nothing's been finalized.
it's getting dicey. We went from they're never gonna play in Hammond to.
Well, I mean, to update people on the story that's taking place here locally, it seems as if the state of Illinois has called the Bears bluff.
Yep.
And now it's on the Bears to either put up or shut up on this whole we might go to Indiana thing.
Yep.
Because the legislative spring session ended. They didn't vote through a bill that needed to be passed to give them a break on taxes and all this stuff. People don't care about that. The point is, essentially, the state of Illinois said, all right, Bears, you want to move that bad? Go for it.
Here's what I'll say. As a Chicago Bears fan, a lifelong Chicago Bears fan, here's what I care about. Caleb Williams is my quarterback. He's on the cover of Madden. As long as the Bears win, they could play in the city. They could play in the suburbs of Arlington Heights. They could play across the border, about 20 minutes into Indiana, in Hammond, Indiana. I don't care as long as they're winning games with Caleb Williams as their quarterback and Ben Johnson as their head coach. I don't care.
What about for the last game of the season at SoFi?
That would be
I would be down with that.
Fantastic. Like I've said before, if the Bears are playing in the Super Bowl at SoFi, you and I will float into Radio Row for Super Bowl coverage.
Of course, and we'll bring Raj with us.
Raj will have to hold us like we're Macy's Day Parade balloons.
Tether us down
as we float into Radio Row. Get out of our way, everybody.
So Caleb Williams, today, the podcast was released. They were hinting at it yesterday. The New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers. This is what Caleb had to say about being named the Madden 27 cover athlete. It's a dream come true.
Childhood dream, man. I mean, honestly, Mike Vick being on the cover, John Madden covers and all these different things. So it's going to go up for sure. And right next to, it's probably going to be one of the newer trophies for me, being able to put it up right next to all those other cool trophies I have. And like I said, I mean, dream come true. And they never had two back to back. So let's see if we can. That's my
already fun. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. See if I can go and make it back to back this year.
So that's Caleb Williams with the Kelsey brothers on the New Heights podcast that was released today. I do think there's something that's notable out of that. I think a lot of people, the public perception of Caleb Williams nationally, because like we were talking with Raj before the show, that there's a lot of response to the cover being like, that guy's never accomplished anything. People pointing out the completion percentages, people pointing out the interception in the playoff game. Thank you, DJ Moore, for not finishing your route. I think what is missing in some of that stuff is from day one, when Caleb Williams put on a Bears uniform or a Bears helmet, he is about trying to become the greatest, the best, and winning. Mm-hmm. And that's how he is about everything. So someone may hear him say that he wants to go back to back as the Madden cover athlete, back to back years.
Yeah.
They might view that as, oh, that's arrogant. That's cocky. When in reality, the way Caleb Williams is wired is he expects that stuff of himself. Mm-hmm. And that's just who he is.
Yeah.
He wants to be the quarterback. When you say who's the best quarterback in the NFL, instead of people saying Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, he wants it to be Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And he's not shying away from that's the pressure he's put upon himself.
Because you look at the history and you say, oh, well, Mahomes has been on it twice. Brady's been on it twice. Why can't I be on it twice?
Yeah.
That's how he sees it. So, and I'm not surprised by that, just like you aren't.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way he talks often. I know, locally, we get to kind of see and follow here in Chicago that, that's how he always talks.
Yep.
He always talks well, I need to be better at this, and we need to win more games, and the goal is the Super Bowl. The goal isn't just to be rich and famous. He's already that. He was that in college.
He walked in rich and famous.
I've always said the thing about, and that's why he's divisive, because I think a lot of people see the flash. They see the nails being painted. They see now he's on the cover of Madden and he's number one. Mm-hmm. I think he's an easy player for people to dislike.
Oh, yeah.
And he is certainly going to be pushed out by the NFL media this upcoming season because of what Abdalla said. He was the most exciting player last year in the NFL.
I love that they put the painted nails on the cover, too. I love it.
Oh, because someone's going to be bent over that.
Oh, some people, a lot of people
are going to be bent over it.
A lot of people will be.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. A.J. Brown was traded to the Patriots, and boy, is he happy about that. We will hear from A.J. Brown coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, and also SiriusXM Channel 375, all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern, live from the great city of Chicago. Hanging out with you If you want to join the show, you can call or text us at 310-840-4910. We're talking some NFL with you. And yesterday, the New England Patriots introduced A.J. Brown to the media. And boy, did A.J. Brown look happy. He was loving it. The fact that he is no longer with the Philadelphia Eagles and he's now with the team that he supported as a kid, the New England Patriots, good for A.J. Brown. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I told you, divorced dad glow up. That's what it is. It's that first day out, right? That's what it is. It's that first. You hit the gym. You get that glow up, and that's what he has. This has been in the works for months. Everybody's been talking about it. Everybody knew he was going to go to the Patriots. Everybody knew he was going to reunite with Mike Vrabel, who he played for when he was in Tennessee. And he's been a lifelong Patriots fan since he was a kid.
Yeah.
He's got the AI pictures to prove it. And
I mean, it's still funny. Like, why would you put up fake photos of you as a kid wearing Patriots jerseys?
I mean, look, he's a lifelong Patriots fan. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that he's happy to be in that organization. He's happy to, not that the Eagles weren't a championship organization, but he goes from one championship organization to another championship organization. He's happy to be away from all of that negativity. And whether he brought it upon himself or not, regardless, he's happy to be out of all of the negativity, and everybody saying that whether it was justified or not, he was the problem, or Jalen Hurts was the problem, or they were both the problem, or whatever. Now all of that is off of his shoulders. He gets a fresh start with the young QB, who was the runner-up for MVP. Like, all of that, fresh organization, arguably the best offensive coordinator in the NFL, and Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
And now he gets to see what becomes the fruits of all that. Like, they could be one of the better offenses in the NFL because of that, because of the combination of he and Drake May and Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, I would say great offensive coordinator, great head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Vrabel is a great head coach. He was able to do it in Tennessee. He, in year one with the Patriots, getting them to the Super Bowl, that's great. He's a great head coach.
Yeah.
Oh, the off the field stuff, that's a different story on what you want to make of that. But
we're done with that, right?
I think so.
Like, we're done.
I think we are.
We're not on page 6 anymore. We're back to the sports page.
I think the fact that
like, we're done.
The trade went down the date that it was reported.
Yeah.
By Diana Rossini.
Respect.
Shout out.
We also said it.
She nailed the story.
Respect.
The story.
Respect.
She got it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Good for her.
I think the fact that the story was right.
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Brown is now a Patriot.
Yep.
It happened on the exact day that she said it was going to take place.
Credit.
I agree. I feel like the story is over.
Where in the world is Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini?
And this is why I said
except
what? Except what? Except what?
She hasn't talked yet.
Okay, so what? She doesn't need to.
No, I know she doesn't need to.
She doesn't need to. This is
I know
done.
she doesn't need to.
This is why I said.
At some point, she's going to.
This is why. She doesn't need to. She doesn't need to.
I don't know about that.
She doesn't need to.
She's just never going to work again?
She can.
Of course she can. She's a great reporter.
She also doesn't need to if she doesn't want to.
I'm guessing, though, that's the only extra legs this story has.
But she also doesn't need to work again if she doesn't want to.
Well, okay. I mean, you don't know. I mean, people want to work.
I understand that.
Not everyone just wants to retire at a certain age.
Yeah, but it'd be cool if she wanted to. I'm just saying it'd be cool if she wanted to. If she wanted to, she could. And my point is, like I said the whole time when he took his 4-hour sabbatical from the team to go have
During the draft.
During the
NFL draft.
Which when he was still texting about picks or whatever because
you said picks.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it was reported that he was still in contact with the team, even though the team denied it.
Right.
When he was on his marriage retreat.
Right.
For a day, which involved flying to and from Utah.
Which took most of the time during the day on the retreat. Yes.
As soon as this got back to football.
Yeah.
Which they are in OTAs.
Football.
And they traded for A.J. Brown.
Yeah, football. We're taking it's all football.
All this is gone.
I think so.
All of this is gone.
Unless she speaks.
And what? Here's the thing, though.
Well, I'm telling you, if she has if she's on the Today Show and it's a big thing, then this becomes a big thing again. And then you get the TMZs and the New York Post, and they're hawking. They're looking. They're seeing what he's buying in the gift shops.
But here's
they're
the thing.
looking through his trash. They're doing all that.
Anything that she says. Now, again, this is me assuming things, and when I assume things, it makes an ass out of Chris, because that's what happens on the Bleck Abdalla program.
That's what takes place.
I assume that anything, because this wasn't like a messy breakup. This wasn't like anything like that.
You don't know that.
That's why I'm assuming things, and I'm trying to make an ass out of you. Nothing that she says is going to be a takedown of him. Like, this was something that was...
Are you reporting this?
No. This is
You know
something that
this?
was found out. This isn't like we found out because there was like a messy breakup or there was like a...
I think we should just go with we don't know.
I'm saying we don't know.
We have
but
no
I'm
idea.
saying that this isn't going to be like, oh, this happened and then this happened. And like, this is just going to be done.
Well, we have talked about it.
I saw the Spotify playlist. Okay?
That was it. That was the bottom of the internet.
There was no REM. Everybody hurts. Okay. There was no I'm a creep. Okay.
I'm also leaning on the idea that all parties involved may have been on the up and up.
Exactly.
And that's why it's kind of dissipated, because I think everyone kind of knew what the situation
that's my point.
was.
This is now football first.
Okay, so you're declaring here on June 3rd.
Yeah.
That we are done with the Vrabel Rossini stuff.
Football.
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Boy, you have a lot of faith in humanity.
I hope
to
so.
think that this is just done.
I hope so.
Cooked.
I
Over.
think so.
Okay.
I think that the NFL did put them on the first game for a reason. They're gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
So you don't think that I might be a smidge
no, I think
right
there
with
might
the
be.
idea that we might get a Rossini on the Today Show?
No,
that the season opens.
I think
on that Wednesday?
I think you might get something, but I think it's gonna be. Watch. Here's what'll happen. It's gonna be built up. Blah 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 blah. Diana Rossini Today Show. Oh, we're gonna be like, oh, what's she gonna say? What's she gonna say? And it's gonna be a whole.
What is that? Fallon previewing the Today Show the night before?
I'll tell you this. It's going to be a very Fallon-esque interview. There's going to be some hair tussled, and it's going to be a very safe interview. And you're going to get a whole lot of nothing out of that interview that we already didn't know.
All right.
That's all you're going to be like, oh.
So there it is.
So that's it?
That's it.
So they play tonight against the defending champion. Like, we're going to get a Super Bowl rematch? Okay. That's it? All right, let's watch a game.
All right.
All right, time for football.
That's it. Can we get to the football?
All right, football time.
I think I think your view on this is just you are just placing a lot of faith in people. I'm guessing.
I like to have faith in humanity sometimes, Chris. I like to live my life with the glass half full.
I'm guessing this story
Abdalla's
isn't
motto.
over.
You know my motto, glass half. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You know that?
Yes,
You
I know
that about
Abdalla's
me.
motto. Yes.
You know me. I'm drinking.
Glass
My
half full.
Celsius is half full. Actually, it's almost empty right now, but
I thought you were drinking Sprites over there.
I don't know why you. In what world am I drinking Sprite heavies over here?
Before the show, Abdalla dropped his Celsius on the ground, and I look over.
Shout out if Celsius wants to jump aboard.
I just looked at him. I go, "What are you drinking? Sprites?"
I'm drinking Sprite heavies over
I don't
here,
know
like
why I
full
said
sugar
that.
Sprites.
I have no idea. For some reason in my mind, I thought it would be funny if you were just showing up to work in the morning, chugging Sprite. I don't know why. Having some soda to get the day started. For some reason, I thought that was funny. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So we're talking a lot of football. And here on the Bleck and Abdalla show, this summer, we just want to make sure everyone's prepared for the NFL season. And that's why we like to celebrate the summer of football.
I proclaim this the summer of
Football!
What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
That's right. We are 98 days away from the start of the football season. Westwood One Sports, your home for the NFL. 98 days.
Man.
Countdown moves, my man.
It does. Already at 98.
So I saw this out there also today. We were talking about the Patriots trading for A.J. Brown, the Eagles in the conversation, and we were also discussing here earlier on the show the fact that Myles Garrett was traded to the Rams. Did you see the story earlier today? And the focus here on the Summer of Football today with the Bleck Abdalla show. Pro Football Talk has an article up there today about how the Eagles made a play for Myles Garrett, but the Browns wanted Jalen Carter, and so the deal wasn't on. So it wasn't only the Rams in play. And then also the Cleveland Plain Dealer, Mary Kay Cabot, reported that she reported this before the trade went down, that potential destinations for Myles Garrett were the Rams, the Eagles, and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Boy, if the Cowboys could have pulled that off, they would. You and I have talked up the Cowboys here in this offseason. We like what they've done, the moves that they've made.
On defense, for sure, yeah.
And if they were able to land Myles Garrett, they would be the favorite, I think, in the NFC.
Oh, absolutely.
If they were able to pull that off. But the trade does not happen. And then also the reports point out that the Browns wanted Jalen Carter back from the Eagles. And so that deal didn't take place. And Myles Garrett ends up with the Rams.
A lot of teams have sniffed around Jalen Carter because he is extremely cost effective right now. I believe he's only due around $3.5 million this year.
3.7 mil.
Yeah, so extremely cost effective. The Eagles have not given him an extension yet. And, listen, he came into the league with some off the field issues. And, if you follow Philly sports, they continue to, have to monitor what Jalen Carter does while he's in Philly. And so I think that they want to keep him. They want to keep Jalen Carter. And so they obviously said no to the Browns because they want to keep Jalen Carter. He got kicked out of a game before the game even started for spitting on a player. You can't do that.
It was Dak, right?
Yeah.
It was the Cowboys-Eagles
It was a division game. You can't do that in one of the most important games on your schedule. So, they obviously value Jalen Carter. They're probably going to extend him and give him somewhat of what he's worth and what he's asking for, because otherwise they would have included Jalen Carter in the trade. He's obviously comparable to Jared Verse in terms of him being a cost-controlled young player that you can build around, and what the Browns were looking for in return for Myles Garrett, comparable to Jared Verse.
Yeah, the article from Mike Florio on Pro Football Talk points out to the fact that Carter needs that second contract, yet they have yet to give it to him. And that the challenge for the Eagles, as Carter is his fifth-year option salary of $27.1 million in 2027. Given that number, he may be looking for a market-level deal in excess of $30 million in new money per average. So in 2026, Carter is due to make only $3.7 million, and in the fourth year of the deal for the first-round rookie deal that he was signed on. So, yeah, I mean, he's a great player. You're right. You got to kind of keep your eyes on. But I think to the most part, outside of the spitting incident with Dak Prescott, he's been a good player that they've been able to keep under control.
Yeah.
You know, like the concerns coming out of college at Georgia into the NFL, unless I'm missing something, they haven't really popped up off the field. Now, with that said, sometimes those things don't get out. You know, sometimes organizations know the type of player that they're dealing with, and that's why they pop up in these conversations, because they know, talented, but when we go to sleep at night, we have to worry that we're going to get a phone call at a certain time.
And there's a difference between having a player like that. I'm not saying anything is going to happen with Jalen Carter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's a reason why the Eagles, a championship organization, are equipped to handle that, and maybe the Browns aren't. dysfunctional organization.
No, for sure.
Not equipped for winning. They don't have a big dom on their staff.
That stuff happens all the time.
Of course it
does.
In
the NFL.
Of course it does.
I'm trying to think. I think I'm just going to say it. Should I say it? Was it reported about the Roquan Smith stuff in Chicago?
Somewhat.
Because, like, Roquan Smith, great player.
Yeah.
Great, one of the best linebackers in football, right? The Bears were willing to move off of Roquan Smith because of that idea. The worrying at night when they go to sleep.
Yeah.
Are they going to get a call that something's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And, so the Bears decided at that time with Roquan Smith that they would move on from him.
Yeah.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I'm saying, I don't know the Eagles situation well enough to know whether or not that's something that's actually taking place.
Yeah.
Or if he's been fine. And it's possible he's been fine. Sometimes when you get into the NFL and you are a professional and you're no longer a college player, maybe you change a little.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it depends on the organization that you go to. Like, when you go to an organization that has a bunch of great players, great defensive players, and that the locker room polices itself.
Yeah.
And the Eagles have that. The Browns, now that Myles Garrett's gone, you don't know. And when Jalen Carter comes in, if he's the big dog in that locker room, you just don't know what's going to happen. So it might have been a blessing in disguise for the Browns that maybe that didn't happen for them and they ended up with Jared Verse. It might work out in the long run for them.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Verse is the best possible player you could have gotten out of the deal. The Cowboys don't have a defensive player of the caliber of Jared Verse.
No, absolutely not.
Nor someone on their rookie deal either.
No.
So there you go. The summer of football, day 98.
Yeah.
We're counting down the days until the start of the NFL season. Westwood One Sports, your home for the NFL. We will go to Stock Watch coming up next. Aaron Donald, can he return to the NFL? Will he come out of retirement to join the Rams? His stock is up or down? We'll talk about that coming up next. The final round of the basketball season is here, and the DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states.
Sweat every possession of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers can sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck Abdalla 26. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambler, 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involve risk of loss. Sportsbooks bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks, expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
Myles Garrett has been traded to the Rams. The NFL Defensive Player of the Year joins league MVP Matthew Stafford. It's the biggest move of the offseason, with Los Angeles now a heavy favorite to win the Super Bowl. Can anyone knock off Myles Garrett and the Rams? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, broadcasting live each and every day from the great city of Chicago. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla. It's now time to go on out to parts unknown in Colorado and talk to Raj Sharon. That's
and the
right.
Next question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
Please proceed. It's now time for Stock Watch with Raj. What's up, Raj?
What's up, Bleck? What's up, Abdalla? It's time to boost up our portfolios. We're going to buy some stocks. We're going to sell some stocks. And Abdalla, we're going to start off with a guy that this is a stock that's kind of been dormant. You know, stock a lot of us just figured was on the shelf and for good. And now suddenly it might be returning to the exchange. AOL. I heard you said there. Good job. Are you buying or selling your stock in Aaron Donald, Abdalla?
What was that movie? What was the
Titanic?
No, not the movie. What was
Jungle
that?
Avatar.
No.
RoboCop.
The theater franchise that
Shawshank
was
Redemption.
the meme. Was the meme stock that people took over like during the pandemic? Shawshank Redemption. Schindler's List. No. What was the
Wow.
What was it?
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong? What is wrong with us? What are we doing?
What are we doing? What's going on? What's going on? What was the AMC? AMC.
There were AMC. What?
Remember,
movie
wasn't it-
franchise AMC. What are you talking
Wasn't it
about?
during like the pandemic that like everybody bought up and it was like the meme stock that like everybody was.
GameStop.
It was GameStop.
And AMC.
GameStop and AMC. Yeah, this is like that.
But you said the movie franchise.
I meant to say the movie.
That's why Raj and I
said
were naming movies.
Yeah.
I was
We're
going to
in
say
movie.
movie theater.
We were going to keep on naming movies until you said Schindler's List.
Fine friends.
What the hell is wrong with
Cut
you?
me off
American Pie.
as per usual.
What are you doing? What's going on?
Jeez. Buying stock in Aaron Donald because Les Snead is going around now saying it's the first time in a while he's actually
What's the
considering
latest?
coming out of retirement. I will buy stock in Aaron Donald.
Okay.
I think he's at least worth, a few quarterback hurries and hits and stuff. Maybe a few sacks, maybe like 5 or 6 sacks. I would say he's worth it. Just his presence, I think, would intimidate opposing quarterbacks because he's such a large man.
Okay.
Large man. I was waiting for you.
The large male.
A large male. Yes.
So I'm gonna buy it.
Massive, laying there.
He's massive and he's laying there.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
gonna. Yeah, so I'm gonna buy it. Yeah.
All right. Raj, I'm going to buy because of those who have returned to the NFL that were retired. I think we'll actually get production out of Aaron Donald, unlike Phillip Rivers. Like Phillip Rivers, that was a cute little story.
Odell Beckham.
Yeah, Odell this year with the Giants. Cute little nice side story. But Aaron Donald, I think, can still play because when he left, it wasn't as if he was losing his like ability to get it done as a tackle. So I'm gonna buy Aaron Donald.
Hold on, Raj. Since I don't think you can see me. I'm holding up fingers.
I
Here.
can
Hold
see
on
it.
a second.
What?
Which Aaron will be more productive? Should Aaron Donald come back? Rodgers or Donald?
That is a Raj question. That is something I would come up with. Good job, Adal.
I'm gonna go with Aaron Donald.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Rodgers is. We're at the end here.
We're at the end.
I think we're at the end.
I'm going to go with
Sorry,
Aaron
Raj.
Cummins. That's my guy.
Sorry to take away one of your future questions, baby.
No, all good. All right, next up, AMC Theaters. Are we buying stuff? No, I'm joking. All right, next up, the cover athlete of Madden 27. Do you believe in curses or not? Regardless of whether you do or don't believe in curses, the social discourse is like crazy. You would think that he is the least deserving athlete to ever have the honor if you go look online. Bleck, he's your boy. He's there in the city where you're broadcasting, the fine city of Chicago. You buying or selling Madden 27 cover star, Caleb Williams?
Listen, this is an all-in buy. This is, if you can still get a piece of it before it goes to the moon, this is when you jump in with Caleb Williams because this is the time. He is about to become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. It's just a matter of time if and when that will take place. And the if doesn't matter because it will happen. So I am buying Caleb Williams on the cover of the Madden 27. He is going to have a great season. The Bears should still be good. So I'm buying the Caleb Williams stock.
In the infancy of this show, in a different studio, I said on these very airwaves.
A different studio.
Yeah, we were,
People didn't know that.
Well, it looked different. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. Shout out to our friends at Odyssey Chicago.
Yeah, shout out. I said that Caleb Williams will win an MVP at some point, and he will win a Super Bowl at some point. So I'm buying. I'm holding with diamond hands, like I said, just like that GameStop and my Dogecoin or whatever it is.
How's your Doge doing?
I have no idea. I'm holding. I'm buying, and I'm still whatever I've bought before. I'm still holding because that stock is still rising.
Well,
Because he hasn't won any of those things yet. So I'm buying more, and I'm holding what I have. So
well,
yes,
if you head
buying.
to your local GameStop, pretty soon, I would imagine, maybe even as soon as today, the Caleb Williams posters are going up across the country in every retail store in America. He is going to be everywhere. All right, next up in Stockwatch, guys, the newest member of the New England Patriots. Are you buying or selling A.J. Brown, Abdalla?
Oh, I think I'm going to buy a little bit of A.J. Brown. Just a little bit. Not a whole.
A little.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
You're going to diversify your portfolio.
I'm going to diversify. I'm going to buy a little bit of A.J. Brown. I do think that Drake Mays is better than Jalen Hurts. So I'm going to buy a little bit. Josh McDaniels, obviously a better offensive mind than whatever they got going on and whatever game plan they're going to throw out there in Philly. So I'm going to buy a little bit of A.J. Brown getting better and that offense being better just overall. So I'm going to buy a little bit of A.J. Brown.
I will not buy. I'm going to sell. I think he will be good for the Patriots, but I don't think that A.J. Brown's a top 10 wide receiver. I think he's an overhyped wide receiver. And so I'm going to sell on the A.J. Brown stock. If he has a great season with the Patriots, congratulations to him and the Patriots offense. But I think there are way better wide receivers in the NFL today that I would rather spend my money on. So I'm going to sell.
Bleck, dare I say you're implying A.J. Brown is lacking inner excellence. All right, next up in Stockwatch, see what I did there.
Yes,
the newest member of the Los Angeles Rams. Can he live up to the hype after the season he had last year? Now, for the first time in his career, playing on a good team. Bleck, are you buying or selling Myles Garrett stock?
Oh, I'm buying, right? Like the fact that on a 5-12 team, he set the all-time sack record. I can only imagine the situations that the Rams are going to be in. Up a touchdown, up a couple scores, fourth quarter, team you know that they're going against is only passing the football, trying to come back at the end of the game. And here comes Myles Garrett to finish off the game with a strip sack fumble recovery back to the Rams. I'm going to buy. I think this is a perfect fit. I love it.
I'm also buying. I'm looking to see if his sack total changed at all. No, it's still 15.5. So, I mean, look, is he going to set the sack record again and eclipse his own record? I don't think so. But if he goes over 15.5 and gets 16 sacks, that's still an insanely good year for any player. So I don't think that that's a bad year. So, yeah, I'm going to buy Myles Garrett because if you think like the time of possession is going to change, and we looked at it yesterday, it's not that much of time of possession between what the Browns had last year and what the Rams had last year as well. But even if you think the Rams are going to be leading teams, that means teams are going to be throwing more. So he's going to be in passing he's going to be going after teams that are in passing situations more. That could lead to more sacks. So I think him getting to 16, 17, 18 sacks is still a possibility. So I'm going to buy. I mean, it's high priced, but I'm still going to buy some Myles Garrett stock for sure.
All right, Abdalla, anybody who gets ready, who may move for a job, now the first thing you're supposed to do is go to the cost of living calculator. See how much different it's going to be, when you're making the same amount of money. Well, I can tell you the cost of living calculator, when you're going from Los Angeles, California to Northeast Ohio, you are winning on that deal. You can buy a lot more house. The dollar goes a lot farther in Northeast Ohio. I say that to ask you, Abdalla, if you're buying or selling the other guy in that trade, the one who's headed to the Cleveland Browns, going to go play for Todd Monken and try to play with Shedeur Sanders or Deshaun Watson, whoever it may be at quarterback. Jared Verse, are you buying or selling him, Abdalla?
I'm still buying Jared Verse. He's still a great player. I understand everybody's like, oh, LA to Cleveland. He's from Ohio. He went to college in Albany. Like, he's familiar with cold weather. Like, he was only in LA for a couple of years, guys.
I mean, LeBron's from Ohio too, but he went to LA.
I get that. But I'm still buying Jared Verse. He's still going to be one of the better players on that team. It's not like we already said, how many times have we said when talking about the Browns that defense is a playoff caliber defense?
Yeah, they are.
It doesn't change that. I mean, look, they get worse because Myles Garrett isn't there and you replace him with Jared Verse because Jared Verse is not Myles Garrett. No one's saying that. But Jared Verse is still a good player that you can build around. I'm still buying stock in Jared Verse. I still think he's a great player. So I'm still buying stock in Jared Verse. I don't care what team he plays for or where he goes. He's still a good player.
Yeah, I get your point, and I wanted to buy the Jared Verse, but he's a Brown. So I'm going to sell.
So what?
So I'm
He's
going
got
to sell
Monken
because the
now.
Cleveland Browns,
He's got a sweet
they're not going to be
haircut.
any good. Yeah, they're not going to be any good. So I'm going to sell Jared Verse with the Browns because it's just how it works.
So if he would have said Myles Garrett, the Browns are going to be very good. You still would buy Myles Garrett?
Nah, I mean, I'm going to sell on the Browns stock there.
Okay.
You know,
All
Todd
right.
Monken getting his haircut, the whole.
I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
You know, it's the quarterback carousel, whatever they were working there. I'm going to sell on the Browns.
Okay.
I don't know, guys. You know, like I said, cost of living, it's a big win. I just ran it on the cost of living calculator. He's leveling up. Jared Verse he can move. He can live in the finest neighborhoods of Cleveland
And
now.
look, just wait. When his rookie deals, he's going to demand a lot of money, just like Myles Garrett did too. So
He can live in the same neighborhood soon with Harden and Mitchell. It's going to be great. All right, next up in Stock Watch.
Harden, yeah, because James Harden's living there. Sure.
A quarterback who lost a guy we talked about earlier in Stock Watch. Are we buying or selling Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts today, Bleck?
I'm going to sell. I think Jalen Hurts, I've supported Jalen Hurts the last couple of years and throughout college into the NFL. He's a player that always shows up and plays better the next season. But I didn't like what I saw last year. I didn't like what I read in the hit piece on him from ESPN earlier in this offseason. I don't like that the relationship fell apart with a great player in A.J. Brown, even though I'm selling that stock as well. I'm down on Jalen Hurts. I think Eagles fans are as well, so I'm selling.
Jalen Hurts is one of my favorite Alabama quarterbacks of all time. The fact that he didn't transfer when he lost the job to Tua Tagovailoa says a lot about his character. It says a lot about him as a player. The fact that he wanted to stay and try to compete throughout the year. And when he had to come in when Tua wasn't playing well and got hurt and won games, I have to sell Jalen Hurts this year for all the reasons that Chris said. Like, you're taking away his best receiver and replacing him with Mekhi Lemon, who, could be great. And Devontae Smith, also great wide receiver at Alabama, could be great as a number one wide receiver. And Mekhi Lemon could also be great. But you also have the fourth offensive coordinator since he's been there? Like, what are we doing here? What's going on? What are we doing here?
That's just your go-to now.
It is now. It is. So I have to sell Jalen Hurts too, unfortunately.
Man, Abdalla is not confident in Ty Simpson. Jalen Hurts. Are you going to bash on AJ McCarron? Next thing you know, what are we doing here, Abdalla?
AJ McCarron can do no wrong, including coaching whatever USFL team or whatever USL team.
Thanks, Brett Musburger.
He's coaching right now.
Sure.
And finally, Bleck.
Yes.
Speaking of A.J. Brown, the quarterback who's now going to be throwing passes to him, are you buying or selling third-year quarterback Drake May?
In buying Drake May. He'll be a great quarterback for a long time in the NFL. Now that he has a legitimate number one wide receiver in A.J. Brown, I think the offense is going to be even better than what it was last season. So I'm going to buy Drake May.
I bought A.J. Brown. I got to buy the guy that's throwing to him. I'm going to buy Drake May.
I mean, they're not a package deal. You don't have to.
They literally are a package deal.
No, you don't have to.
It's the quarterback that throws to him. They literally are a package deal. I'm going to buy because I think second year in the system will also help him as well. So I'm going to buy. I don't know if he's going to win MVP this year. He might, but I'm going to say that I'm going to buy some Drake May stock as well.
Well, he may have one potential less vote coming from The Athletic, but that's a story for another day. All right, that does it for Stock Watch today, guys.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you. We appreciate it. Catherine Webb. That's the name, right?
Catherine Webb.
From A.J. McCarron.
Man,
are they still together?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good for them.
I think so.
Good for them. It's always good to see.
I don't know. I don't keep up on the wives of former
wags of Alabama quarterbacks. Why not? It seems like something you would keep up with.
I don't have a tracker to see.
Seems like something Abdalla would keep track of. It seems like you would have trading cards.
I don't know if Greg McElroy's still with his wife either.
You're going to card shops and you're pulling card pulls of that. Of the girls and the wives.
Got a whole new meaning to crack in packs.
Yeah, well, okay. All right, thank you. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. Yesterday, there was some news in the NFL with a wide receiver signing a new deal. The problem is that team that signed that wide receiver, they don't have a quarterback. Is that the way you build your offense? We'll update that story coming up next.
The trade is done. The Patriots acquire A.J. Brown from the Eagles for a 2028 first-round pick and a fifth next year. So is the all-pro receiver the missing piece? Not just to get New England to the Super Bowl, but to win it. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Yesterday, the Atlanta Falcons gave a new contract to Drake London. 4 years, $141 million, including $100 million guaranteed for the star wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, when you're spending that much on a wide receiver, which, by the way, places Drake London as the third highest paid wide receiver in football for AAV in the NFL. Third highest paid wide receiver in the NFL.
Yep.
Is it smart to build your franchise that way, where you are spending on these players before you even figure out who your quarterback is? Now, I know specifically the fact that they don't have a quarterback doesn't affect the fact that Drake London's up for a contract, but it does feel a bit backwards as we head into this offseason where the Falcons, with a new head coach, with Kevin Stefanski, they have Michael Penix Jr., who's coming off of injury again, and they have Tua Tagovailoa, who flamed out in Miami and now is on his second stop, trying to prove that he can be a starting quarterback in the league. What do you make of the approach for the Falcons and how they're putting together their offense? Kyle Pitts has the franchise tag applied to him. Bijan Robinson has 1 year plus the fifth-year option on the books in the future. So if they are going to spend, they're going to have to spend on Pitts and also Robinson at some point, and they don't really have a quarterback.
Yeah, and the reports are that Bijan Robinson will be next in the extensions, whether it's this year or during the season or early in the offseason next year. I don't mind it because this is the nature of the NFL. He's going into his final year. You have to give him an extension. You give him an extension because last year wasn't great. Like, he had 920 yards. He had 7 touchdowns. The year before that, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. So he was better in 2024. If you play this year with a combination of Tua and Penix, and let's say it doesn't work out, the Falcons' win total is 6.5. Let's say they get to 6 wins.
Yeah.
That puts them in the running to draft high in next year's draft. I would say they're drafting a quarterback. That neither of these guys are working out because Kevin Stefanski is not tied to either of these guys. Like, they took a flyer on Tua, just like the Vikings are taking a flyer on Kyler. He's very cost effective. The Dolphins are picking up all of the salary. They're not paying anything for Tua. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. With Penix, rookie deal. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You can draft yourself your new quarterback this year, and you already have a great weapon for him, and you already have Bijan Robinson. So you have the weapons, you have the structure there for your young quarterback who you draft. So I don't mind it. I don't mind having the guys set up for the structure there.
Yeah, the star players around the quarterback.
The young quarterback,
even though you don't have
draft.
the quarterback.
Yeah, so if you're good at, like, let's say, I don't think they're going to have Arch Manning, Dante Moore. Let's say they get the 3rd or 4th best guy coming out next year. They already have the which I mean, technically they got with Penix. If that's what they do, then at least the supporting cast is there for the guy, and they don't have to worry about, all right, now we have to find a wide receiver and a tight end and a running back and all that. Everything is already there. So I don't mind it.
Yeah, with Drake London, from USC. He's 24 years old. He was the 8th overall pick in the 2022 NFL draft. So far in his NFL career, here's the amount of yardage in the 4 seasons. 856, 905. He had 1,200 yards 2 years ago, and last year he had 900. Here are the touchdowns. 4, 2, 9, and 7. Let me ask you this. If we play which one doesn't fit, right? Like if I give you these names, here are the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL on a per year basis. Jackson Smith and Jigba's number 1. He just signed that new deal this year. So he'll be making $42 million for the season on average. Jamar Chase at 40. Drake London is third at 35. Justin Jefferson at 35. And CeeDee Lamb at 34. Those are the top 5 paid wide receivers in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is not like the others?
Well,
it's Drake London, right?
Okay, but
it's like obviously it's Drake London.
But to be fair, he put up those numbers with Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter.
No. Just answer the question.
I understand.
Is it true?
It is.
It's like which one is not like the others?
I understand what you're saying, but listen to who's throwing him the football.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter and Taylor Heineke. Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, and then Michael Penix.
Sure.
Like
of course. Give me the Justin Jefferson quarterbacks from last year.
I get it. I get it.
Give me the quarterbacks for Jackson Smith and Jigba before they got Sam Darnold playing well last season.
Well, but Sam Darnold played well last season.
Okay. All right.
And Sam Darnold playing well gets you that contract. That's what happens.
No, I understand.
If you draft what you think is going to be your next guy, you already have the wide receiver set. If you want to let him walk, let him walk. And then you've got to draft a wide receiver too.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. You know, we are 8 days away from the start of the World Cup. June 11th, next Thursday, will be the opening night of the World Cup. The U.S. men's national team plays on that Friday. So we're just a week and a couple days away from the men's national team playing their first game at SoFi to open up the World Cup. I saw this earlier today. Stella Artois. They're reallocating $100,000 of their World Cup marketing budget towards New York City-based fans on match day, trying to convince them to work from the bar. Instead of work from home, it's, quote, work from the bar. And what they'll do is during the weekday matches, if they're falling during the work hours here in the States, fans 21 plus who purchase a Stella Artois at a local bar can submit a receipt as an expense report and be reimbursed on Stella Artois' website for your day of working from the bar. How about that? That's a nice idea.
All right.
I think the U.S. men's national team, most of their games are at night, though, right? So you're talking about other games.
Yeah, watch another game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to work from the bar?
I mean,
are you going to try and pull this? Are you going to tell Raj and I that you will be at a bar watching the World Cup while hosting this show?
Are there games on?
Yeah.
While we are on the air.
Yes, there are. Day one, no. You have to get to, Saturday, Monday. Go to Monday the 15th.
Okay.
Spain and Cape Verde are playing at noon Eastern.
I mean, I would like to have it be a good game.
But Spain.
Yeah, but I mean, Spain and...
how about Wednesday the 17th? You could watch Portugal and the Congo.
Okay. That's decent.
It's a 1 Eastern game.
Okay. All right. That's during... Okay. All right. I could go get
storylines from the NBA Finals. We'll address that next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from the great city of Chicago. We're on the air until 3 Eastern, and then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome right here on Westwood One Sports. If you want to join the show, you can call or text us at 310-840-4910. Abdalla, tonight, game one of the NBA Finals. the San Antonio Spurs, the New York Knicks. It should be a great series. The playoffs to this point in the NBA playoffs have been fantastic. It's been a great watch, and I think people are interested in the storylines, and I think we have a lot of juicy storylines heading into the NBA Finals.
Yeah, we've got some great ones. I think the fact that the Knicks have been off for over a week and they're getting a beat-up and banged-up Spurs team that are still coming off the high of winning Game 7, it adds a lot of intrigue. I think people have been discussing the Spurs a lot and Victor Wembanyama a lot, and not necessarily sleeping on the Knicks, but maybe discounting the Knicks. Everybody is just kind of assuming a lot that it's like, oh, well, it's either the Thunder or the Spurs, and the Knicks are just going to kind of be there. Well, like, that's how it kind of feels a lot.
Heading into the playoffs, the reason for that, though, is based on the regular season. The two best teams in the regular season were the Thunder and the Spurs.
Yeah.
By far. The entire season, they were the two best teams. Mm-hmm. But I think here in the playoffs, as we've each round has progressed, I don't think people are necessarily sleeping on the Knicks. I think what they've done to get to this point, rolling through these rounds, essentially having no competition, like the Cavs didn't even put up a fight. Like, they just rolled over. Philly, that was nothing either, right? Like, the last time we saw some adversity for Jalen Brunson and crew was against the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
And then in those wins against the Hawks to move on, I mean, they were putting up point differentials that were insane.
Yeah.
Blowing out the Hawks on way to the second round. So I don't know. I do understand if you took a viewpoint from like back in March or even early April and you said, can the Knicks win the title? I would have been like, no, it's going to be the Thunder or the Spurs. But now as we continue to move closer to the game and tonight, 8 Eastern, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, I think the Knicks have just as good of a shot to win the finals as the Spurs do. I think this is going to be a really good series. I think it will go at least 6 or 7 games. I don't think either team is just like, here's the only variable to it. If Wembanyama shows up and is lights out from 3 and is just taking his game to a different level that we've seen to this point, then yeah, okay. Maybe the Spurs can win it as a sweep or in 5. And yeah, maybe we're wrong and the Knicks can't really put up a fight.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think both teams are pretty equal. I think both teams can play. And I think it's going to be a great series.
I think that the Knicks present a different challenge than the Thunder did for the Spurs. I think that if you want to beat the Spurs, the Knicks have some of the pieces that, especially if, nobody would tell you that Chet Holmgren was going to essentially exit his body.
Disappear.
And
be an absolute non-factor.
Reverse Monstard and be gone from that series.
Wemby punked him.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Absolutely.
And to have a performance like that in Game 7, that's going to live with Chet Holmgren for a very long time.
Absolutely. And that's why I think you've got players on the Knicks that I don't think
will get punked.
Will be punked like that. Like, I don't think Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, like, I don't think those guys that are going to be guarding Victor Wembanyama a majority of the time will be punked like that. I think that this New York team has grit. I think that they don't play a lot of defense, but they have players that do play defense specifically. And I think that the guys that are going to be guarding Victor Wembanyama won't just kind of shrink within themselves the way Chet Holmgren did.
The way I would say that is they play good situational defense.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the metrics, I think they're like a top 10 defensive team, though, this year.
Yes.
So, I mean, when you say they're not good on defense, they're pretty good on defense.
But they've
got wings who are long who can guard.
They have certain players that are bad
Bridges,
on defense, though.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but every team has that.
Yes.
It's the NBA. And it's not players, it's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
He's not good on defense. Everyone else has to make up for him.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. I think the one thing when we go back to the Western Conference Finals, the Thunder won those games when Alex Caruso and when Hartenstein both played well. When those two bench players were coming into the game and impacting the game, that's when we saw the Spurs struggle. And so when you look at the New York Knicks and you say to yourself, okay, let's try and figure this out. Now, we know that tonight, game time decision for Mitchell Robinson with the broken hand. We'll see if he plays tonight. I'm guessing he will, being a game time decision, in the fact that he's not really much of an offensive player. He's out there to be a defensive guy and to try and stop Wemby. Okay, that's fair. That's what Hartenstein was able to do. Hartenstein, though, also had that little push shot and was able to score some baskets and make a difference offensively.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson doesn't have that.
No.
Mitchell Robinson is the guy, and people who are not avid NBA fans, he's the guy that teams foul to force to the foul line. Yeah. Before they're in the double penalty, whatever, under 2 minutes. Like, he's the guy you force to the line because he can't shoot. Okay, so that's one side of it. Alex Caruso, he was in the games that the Thunder won and beat the Spurs. He was deadly from three. So off the bench, is it going to be Landry Shamet? Is it going to be Jordan Clarkson? Who will it be for the New York Knicks? Jose Alvarado? Who's going to come off the bench and be that scoring punch to assist with what you have with Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns? Because I think that was maybe even Miles McBride. He had a great conference series as well. So, I mean, it's going to be one of those players. Can they make the impact that Alex Caruso made in the Western Conference Finals? If they can, I think the Knicks can certainly win this series, because at times the Spurs offense is weird to me. And it's weird to me because who's their go-to guy bucket getter? Who's that guy? Their best player is Wembanyama. Their second best player is Stephon Castle. Are either of those guys in a tight spot the go-to bucket guy to end a run, to put a stop to something? I think it's De'Aaron Fox. And so is Fox good enough to be that guy in the finals? At some point, maybe Castle or Wemby could be that.
Yeah.
It's just right now he's not. And when you watch the Spurs play, the games that they win, they're usually up. And they're up big.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have to worry about trading baskets back and forth. The Knicks have that guy. Jalen Brunson is one of the best in the NBA as far as you got to get a bucket. Everyone knows the ball's going to be in his hands, and he's able to get you that bucket. Well, that's Jalen Brunson. So can the Spurs, in a tight spot, close game at the end where Brunson's on fire and you can't stop him no matter what you do the Spurs have someone that can respond to that? I don't know that.
Well, and also the Knicks have shooters. The Knicks have guys that can shoot, which the Thunder just didn't. The Thunder just did not have guys that could put up shots whenever they wanted to. Josh Hart could make shots. You mentioned Landry Shamet coming off the bench. Landry Shamet went, 12 of 13 from three during the last series? The worst thing I think that could have happened to the Knicks after that series is sitting at home for 7 days, as hot as they were. Because everybody on that team was playing the best possible basketball that they could, and then they just went and sat at home. Like, obviously, they weren't just sitting at home; they're practicing and all that kind of stuff. But they're just sitting at home.
No, they're sitting at home.
They're
like
sitting
you and
at home
I.
with their feet up for 7 days, and now you've got to go out and try to. Okay, we've got to get up for the NBA Finals now. Like, obviously, they'll be up emotionally and everything like that. But you think Landry Shamet's going to go 12 of 13 from three during the NBA Finals? Probably not. So when everyone is playing their best basketball, that's why you see a team win 11 straight NBA playoff games. That's why you see a team come in with the best point margin of victory in NBA playoffs history. They're beating teams by an average of 19.5 points per game because everybody is playing their best basketball. Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Landry Shamet, all these guys Karl Anthony Towns is playing, Anunoby. All of these guys are playing their best basketball. They couldn't miss. These guys could not miss baskets when they're playing the Cavs. And after that Hawks series, when they finally turned it on against the Hawks and they were sweeping the 76ers, like all those games, they were playing their best basketball. And now with this extended time off, are they going to be able to come in, especially starting the series on the road, and turning that on again and try to at least get one game on the road and not go back home to New York down 0-2 and press? Because the last thing you want to do if you're the New York Knicks, if you're a Knicks fan, is want to go back home to New York and have this team pressing and feel like they have to get 2 games at home. The best thing you can do is try to take advantage of a Spurs team that is banged up, coming off an emotional high of a Game 7 win that could still be, worn out from a very, very physical series against the Thunder. You want to sneak up on them, and this is the best chance you have is tonight. The best chance you have to get a game is tonight against the Spurs in Game 1.
All right, it's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Hanging out with you. If you want to join the show, you can call us at 310-840-4910. You can also text the show at that same number. We were discussing this with the pressure of this series. Who's under more pressure, the Knicks or the Spurs? You can text the show at 310-840-4910. Let's do this, Abdalla. We have 5 storylines for the NBA Finals. Let's rank these storylines from 5 to 1, okay? Which storyline is the juiciest for the NBA Finals? Here are the storylines. The Spurs can win their 6th title. They would then tie the Bulls, and they would move one behind the Golden State Warriors for the most titles in NBA history. So that's one storyline. Let's remember these to then arrange them and rank them.
Okay.
Next storyline, Victor Wembanyama being anointed as the new face of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, marquee franchise in the number 1 market, the New York Knicks, with the celebrity super fans in the finals for the first time in a quarter century. Okay, that's the storyline.
Okay.
Keep our eyes on that.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Jalen Brunson introducing himself to the nation as a true superstar in the NBA.
Okay.
And the final storyline, the launch of the NBA's next dynasty, led by Wemby, Castle, and Harper with the Spurs. So let's rank these storylines from 5 to 1 on the most important storylines here in the NBA Finals.
All right, I have my ranking. Number 5 for me.
You're only going to, no group project? You just want to rattle it off?
Yeah, I have my ranking.
Right,
do you want to? You have your ranking?
Go ahead, my friend.
Do you have your ranking?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Because I think our rankings will be different.
I'll go on the fly.
I think our rankings will be different here.
Yes, go ahead.
My ranking, the least important to me, is the marquee franchise and market number 1 with celebrity superfans in the finals after a quarter century.
Okay.
Listen.
All right.
Listen, Chalamet and Stiller.
What about Tracy Morgan?
And Tracy Morgan.
And Spike Lee.
And Action Bronson. I love Action Bronson.
No,
Okay?
dude, you're leaving out Spike Lee.
And
Spike Lee is like the captain of the celebrity fans.
Okay.
There's no one more celebrity fan than Spike Lee.
I don't care.
What about Nick Costos?
I care more about Nick Costos than I do about the celebrities.
Will Nick be in the building tonight?
I don't.
I mean, for Game 3?
For Game 3, I don't know. I hope I hope someone leaves a door open for him. I hope they do.
He should text Timothy, and he should say, "Get me a seat next to you, Timmy."
Maybe he's got Action Bronson's number.
Timmy, get me a seat.
Little Timmy.
Yeah, little Timmy Chalamet.
Number 4 for me.
Okay, so you're going to go with the marquee franchise, number 1 market, celebrity fans. Okay,
Don't
that's your
that's number 5 for me.
Okay.
Number 4, the Spurs can win a 6th title, tying the Bulls and moving one behind the Warriors.
Okay.
That's okay. That's fine. That's whatever to me.
Okay, you don't care about the history of the league.
No, don't care about the history of the league.
Do not care about the history of the league.
No.
Okay.
Number 3, Jalen Brunson introducing himself as to the nation as a star. I think he's already done that. I think he's already introduced himself by being this guy. I think he's already done that. I think he's already accomplished that in some form. So I'm going to say that's number 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2, the launch of the NBA's next dynasty, led by Wemby, Castle, and Harper. That's number 2 for the Spurs because they could become the next dynasty. They have to win. They have to defend their title, and then they have to win a couple more to do that.
See, I love that I have gotten you and Raj to come around with my opinion on how dynasties are made.
We'll see.
I love
it.
I
the
love it so
number
much.
1 storyline.
You guys are great.
The number 1 storyline is the next face of the NBA being Victor Wembanyama. That's the number 1 storyline to me.
Okay.
Is the because we might have next year's retirement tour as LeBron being the face of the NBA and his era being out after next year.
Listen, I think LeBron's Eras tour is over.
Listen, he's still there. He's still there. He's still a face.
We
We're
don't
still
have any
going to
updates today, right?
No, I don't
LeBron
think we
updates?
have any updates
Nothing
today.
with LeBron. Take it easy on night one of the NBA Finals.
I think having Victor Wembanyama being the face of the NBA is the number one storyline that could come out of the finals.
Okay. All right. So that's your rankings.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that. So I'll work in the opposite direction.
Okay.
I agree with you. I think Wemby being anointed as the face of the NBA moving forward. You know, I've got the information here that kind of backs that up. Did you see the ratings that were released for the Western Conference Finals? Mm-hmm. So Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals had 16 million people watch. Wow. Okay, so for perspective, that's the most watched conference finals game in 24 years. You go back 24 years, that puts us at 2002. What was that series? Los Angeles Lakers, Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
That was an all-time classic series, right? Yeah. C-Webb, Mike Bibby, Peja, Vlade Divac against Shaq, Kobe, Derek Fisher, Robert Horry on those teams. And the Lakers were a dynasty. And so it's the most watched Game 7 of the Western Conference Final, or that game was the most watched conference finals game in 24 years. Okay. Also, the league put out the 10 most watched games from the playoffs. The top 10 most watched games from the NBA playoffs.
Okay.
9 of the 10 games were Spurs games.
Wow.
I believe the only game that was not a Spurs game was the Sixers-Celtics Game 7 of the first round.
Okay.
Great game.
Yeah. So people want some Wembanyama.
So for perspective, of the NBA playoffs, 9 of the 10 most watched games were Spurs games. Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals had 16 million people watching, which in comparison, this year's the World Series last year in October and into early November was great. People loved the World Series, right? Dodgers, Blue Jays goes to 7 games, and the 7th game was an all-time classic. The World Series last year averaged 16 million viewers. So the Western Conference Final Game 7 was putting up World Series numbers.
Yeah.
People are obsessed with Wemby.
Yeah.
He's already here. And I think winning a championship just solidifies anointing as the face of the sport as we go forward. So that's my number 1. My number 2, I'm going to put number 2 as marquee franchise, number 1 market, celebrity fans, finals in the first time since the late 90s.
You love Spike Lee, man.
No, I think the Knicks in the finals and that.
And Chalamet.
I think that matters. I'm going to go number 3. I'm going to give you the launch of the next NBA. Actually, I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go Jalen Brunson announcing himself to the nation as a star. I think he's a star. I think what this is hoping for is that he's on the status that your wife, your girlfriend, your mother, when they walk by, they know who Jalen Brunson is. You know what I'm saying? Do the girlfriend test. Does she know? We all know who Jalen Brunson is. We watch the NBA. We watch basketball. We're obsessed with sports.
Yeah.
But, do the people in your life who don't watch sports, do they know who Jalen Brunson is? Yeah. I think that's going to be a storyline. Then I will place the launch of the next dynasty, Wemby, Castle, and Harper, because I think it's early. Winning one title does not make you a dynasty, so I'm going to put that as 4. And then 5, I'll say Spurs winning their 6th title, tying the Bulls, one behind the Warriors. Because
you don't like history either.
No, I like the history, but I think it would be more impactful and a bigger storyline if it was all lumped together.
Yeah.
If it was all taking place at once. I mean, I don't know if you guys got caught in what took place last night. I was watching the pregame show for the hockey.
Oh.
Looking forward to the Stanley Cup final.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys were seeing that. You're watching The Point on ESPN television.
I was not.
And they moved the game. The game's on ABC.
Yeah.
So when it's time for the game to drop the puck, you got to flip channels.
Yeah.
Except I got caught.
In a what?
The Last Dance.
Oh.
The Point ended and The Last Dance started up. And guys, I missed the first period. Wow, I know goals were scored. But Jordan, The Last Dance, I was late to flip.
Yeah.
I was a late flipper.
Okay.
I just The Last Dance, man. So
which episode?
They started from the jump, from the start.
All
yeah.
right.
So it was the first episode explaining Jordan rookie year.
Wow. Okay.
The fact that he gives a damn more than any other player in any sport ever, and he just wants to rip your face off.
Wemby-esque.
I mean, how could you not stick with The Last Dance?
Wemby-esque.
So I was watching The Last Dance, and then
This
I realized,
generation
like,
will
after
never
a good
enjoy
Raj.
seeing like this generation of kids will never enjoy like a movie you've seen a million times popping up on cable or whatever, and it just makes you stop. Like they won't know that feeling that you had yesterday.
Raj, legit, I went a good 20 minutes of watching it before I even realized, like, wasn't I watching the hockey pregame?
You watching games?
Like, I thought I was getting ready to watch the Stanley Cup final. And then after I realized my mistake and I saw that Carolina already scored, and I believe they scored twice first, right? It was up 2-0 before the Golden Knights scored.
I think so.
A lot of goals were scored.
Right.
There was a lot of goals.
I realized at that point, I might as well commit some time to The Last Dance. And I watched 2 episodes of The Last Dance, and then I watched the third period of the hockey game.
Okay.
So,
yeah, they scored twice. Yeah.
So there you go. There it was. I got caught in The Last Dance.
Pouring out for Josh Grant today.
My point is, if the Spurs titles were all coming together, then I would care about that history more. But, it's a little different.
We'll see.
All right, it's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. ESPN today released their new Football Power Index, the FPI. Based on the new FPI that they've released, who's making the playoffs? We'll tell you coming up next.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals is here. Knicks, Spurs, 53 years of waiting for New York and a championship legacy in San Antonio. It's Wemby's arrival versus history in the Big Apple. It all begins tonight. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Earlier today, ESPN released from their analytic department their updated Football Power Index for the upcoming season, FPI. And Abdalla, so they list all the teams and their number next to it, which is the FPI rating. And then as you go through the projections, the matchups, week to week in the NFL, you can kind of figure out which teams are stronger than others. And obviously, eyeball test helps, the actual standings help, all this stuff. So at this point in the offseason, early summer, the way I like to look at these rankings and all these different items that you find in the football conversation is to look at it from a perspective of who would make the playoffs off of FPI from ESPN.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the way it goes. As we talked this week, especially with the Myles Garrett trade, it should be no surprise that the number one team, according to FBI, are the Los Angeles Rams.
Yes.
The Rams are number one. The Bills are number two. The Ravens are three. The Seahawks are four. And the 49ers are fifth. Okay, so those are the top five teams when it comes to FPI, according to ESPN Analytics. You're shaking your head already. What's the problem?
That NFC West, man.
Yeah, the NFC West is stacked. They're stacked. Just for scorekeeping purposes, the bottom five teams, according to FPI, the Raiders are 28, the Cardinals are 29, the Browns are 30, the Jets 31st, and the Dolphins are 32nd. Okay, so here's how I look at it. I like to figure it out based on, because we know to make the playoffs in the NFL is not just a straight ranking.
No.
Right? Division winners get the first four spots, and then you get 3 wild card spots.
Yeah.
So if we go to the FPI and we look at who would make the playoffs based on the ranking, this is what you have in the NFC. Your division winners in the NFC in order would be the Rams, the Packers, the Eagles, and the Buccaneers. Okay? So those are the teams that they would have as your teams to win the divisions in the NFC. And your wild card teams would be Seattle, San Francisco, and Detroit. Anything that you would like to point out with the NFC?
I didn't hear the Bears.
Yeah, you didn't hear the Bears.
I didn't hear the Bears.
The Bears come in at 16.
Yeah.
You also did not hear the Cowboys.
Yeah, did not
the
hear the
Cowboys are rated as the 11th best team.
Yeah.
But because of the way divisions are organized and based on the strength of the NFC West, the Cowboys would not make the playoffs.
Yes.
The Bears would not make the playoffs. The Vikings would not make the playoffs. Those are the first 3 teams out from the wild card.
Now, going off percentages in digging through the article about the Football Power Index, going off those teams that you mentioned, the Cowboys and the Bears, the Cowboys have a 48.1% chance to make the playoffs. The Bears have a 46.5% chance to make the playoffs.
Yep. And those are the 2 teams that you and I, a couple weeks ago, we pointed out that if there's any 2 teams who are being hyped up based on the NFL schedule that was released and the featured in primetime games, the 2 teams that jump out at Bleck and Abdalla that are going to be shown a lot on national TV who have a chance to take a step back, it would be Dallas and it would be Chicago. They have a lot of national TV games, a lot of tough games, and they're going to have to improve in this upcoming season to make the playoffs.
Well, and written in the article is about Chicago, saying that can the Bears build on the success of their 2025 season? It's less than likely, is what it says. FPI does not see that as a likelihood because of the combination of last season's metrics and a first-place schedule they'll face in 2026. Chicago is a light underdog to make the playoffs and only has a 19.4% chance to win the NFC North, roughly half of the Lions' chances.
Yeah, not great. Not great. Okay, so that is for the NFC. If we go to the AFC, here are the teams in order based on FPI, how they would make the playoffs. Buffalo would be the number 1 seed. Baltimore would win their division. The Los Angeles Chargers would win the West. And Houston would win the South. So those are the division winners. The 3 wildcard teams in the AFC, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and New England, which if you look at the ranking, that would mean the first team out would be Denver, Jacksonville, followed by Indy. So Denver, Jacksonville, Indy would be the 3 teams missing out on the playoffs.
Okay.
And quite honestly, the way the NFC kind of looks kind of right.
Yeah.
The way the AFC looks, I'm surprised Kansas City is the number 1 wild card team. They have Kansas City ranked. The Chiefs ranked as the 9th best team in the NFL, and I'm surprised by that.
I'm surprised where the Chiefs are, and I'm surprised where the Broncos are.
Yeah, and the fact that the Broncos are 15th, so they would be the first team missing the playoffs, that's surprising as well.
Well, so written in the article about the Chiefs, is this the low point for the Mahomes-era Chiefs? They're ninth. Hear me out. Hear me out. Kansas City enters 2026 ranked 9th in FPI, the worst preseason ranking since 2018, the year Patrick Mahomes took over as the starting quarterback. That season, the Chiefs opened FPI's 14th ranked team, but went on to have a 12-4 record and reach the AFC Championship game. So, listen, I mean, this is still 9th, is still the lowest, the second lowest in the Mahomes era. His first year, they were ranked extremely low, 14th for him, and now they're ranked 9th, the second lowest in his career. So they lose both starting cornerbacks. Mahomes is coming off a torn ACL and LCL. They've had their offensive struggles. This is all things that they point to, and to why they're ranked, we think high, ESPN thinks low. That 9th is low for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm just surprised based on the fact that when you look at these rankings and what the Chiefs are able to do in the offseason, I thought wildcard team. I didn't think that they would be the number 1 wildcard team, and I also didn't think that they would be a team that's ahead of Cincinnati or Houston in the rankings. Houston is 13th, but someone has to win the South.
Yes.
So they get placed above in the playoff rankings, but they're really ranked as the 13th best team. So, I mean, again, it's just interesting to look at. There are a couple teams that caught my eye that you and I have debated here in the offseason as whether or not they could make a jump and surprise people. Those teams would be like Tennessee. They're ranked 27th. Atlanta is ranked 25th. The Giants are ranked 23rd. The Steelers at 22. The Commanders at 21. It seems like outside of the couple teams that we mentioned, for the most part, it looks the way it's supposed to look. Like the top 5 and the teams at the very top, that is not a surprise to me whatsoever.
Yes.
Rams, Bills, Ravens, Seahawks, 49ers as your top 5. Green Bay not far behind. Micah Parsons should be healthy for the majority of the season. Mm-hmm. So like that doesn't surprise me too much.
Your most likely Super Bowl matchups are Rams-Bills is number 1.
Yep.
Rams-Ravens, number 2. Seahawks-Bills, number 3. Rams-Chiefs, number 4. And 49ers-Ravens, number 5.
Okay. So a lot of the NFC West.
Yeah.
Essentially, what FBI is pointing to is that the team playing in the Super Bowl from the NFC will be in the West.
Will be from the West, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, they've got 3 teams in the top 5. I mean, come on.
And then Bills, Ravens.
Yeah.
And then one Chiefs thrown in
and
there.
one Chief thrown in there.
Yes. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Do you believe in the Madden curse? We'll address that coming up next.
The NBA Finals are set. It's a 1999 rematch. Knicks, Spurs. Will New York win its first title in 53 years? Or will San Antonio continue its championship legacy? Now with Wemby leading the way. Game 1 tips tonight. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can find the podcast on Apple and on Spotify. And also, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. The live stream is up and running throughout each and every show here on Bleck and Abdalla. Thanks to Raj and Roy for producing today's show. Up next here on Westwood One Sports in about 16 minutes, the Jim Rome Show. Right here on Westwood One Sports. Do you believe in the Madden curse? Today, EA Sports announced that Caleb Williams will be the cover athlete for Madden 27. Both Abdalla and I are Bears fans. We live in the city of Chicago. We can't wait to see what Caleb has for us this upcoming season. Do you believe in the curse? Is this a good thing or a bad thing that Caleb Williams is on the cover of Madden 27?
I don't believe in curses anymore because he's on the cover. So the curse is gone, right?
So you believed in curses before this?
No. Look, I mean, Saquon Barkley didn't get hurt, or he just had a down year because his offensive line wasn't as good, right? And, like, people don't get hurt anymore. Christian McCaffrey's always injured, right? Like, that's a thing.
Right?
Right?
That's it.
Sure. That's the ticket. So I feel like it hasn't been a curse for a while.
Yeah, some of the names that have been on the cover recently: Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, like Abdalla said, Josh Allen, John Madden was on the year they passed away, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, and now Caleb Williams. Now, some people out there who are responding to the posts online of Caleb Williams being on the cover of Madden 27 point out that his completion percentage has been bad. The fact that the Bears haven't won anything, the fact that he is not a player worthy of being on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. I think when you look at last season and the way that last season ended, I don't know if you can find a player in the NFL that had more attention, rightfully so, for the plays that he was making on the field than Caleb Williams.
No, he was.
He is the most talked about star who's not Patrick Mahomes or Travis Swift, right? Like that. Like outside the Kansas City guys, Caleb Williams gets the most coverage based on his play in the National Football League.
He's the most exciting player in the NFL last year. All the come from behind wins, all the acrobatic throws. He was the most featured and most exciting player in the NFL, hands down.
Earlier today, Caleb Williams was on the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers, and he talked about landing on the Madden cover this year was a dream come true.
Childhood dream, man. I mean, honestly, Mike Vick being on a cover, John Madden covers, and all these different things. So it's going to go up for sure. And right next to, it's probably going to be one of the newer trophies for me, being able to put it up right next to all those other cool trophies I have. And like I said, I mean, dream come true. And they never had 2 back-to-back. So let's see if we can. That's my
already fun. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. See if I can go and make it back-to-back this year.
So there you go. There's Caleb Williams, the cover athlete for Madden 27 on the New Heights podcast, talking about it being a dream come true. He wants to be on the cover back-to-back seasons.
Good.
Well, he'd have to follow up last season with an even better season if that's the case.
Yeah.
If he does that, then I can see it. No doubt. I mean, you're right. He is the most exciting athlete in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think they would give it to a player 2 years in a row, but stranger things have happened.
Now, the Chicago Bears are holding OTAs this week up at Hallis Hall in Lake Forest, Illinois. Ben Johnson met the media earlier today, and he was asked about the Caleb Williams Madden cover.
It was chosen to be on the cover of Madden. 2 questions. First, did you see the cover? Did you have any thoughts?
I saw it this morning, yeah.
No reaction?
No reaction, yeah.
No reaction.
Man,
thank you. Yep, he's
that
ready for
dude,
ball.
That dude
Ben
is
Johnson wants
all
football.
Ball all
No
the
reaction.
time.
No reaction.
Man, he does not.
All right.
Okay, he does not want to give Caleb any accolades he hasn't earned.
Yeah, he coaches them tough, which is the way you're supposed to coach great players.
What you think? Because you
You're on
made
a
some
little
cool
cover?
plays. You're on a little cover,
A
of a
little
little
video game
game
cover?
Yeah,
You think that's cool?
You think that's cool? What'd you win last year, huh? What'd you win last year?
That's great. I love that. And then also during the press conference, Ben Johnson speaking to the media, a phone goes off at the podium.
We're speaking the same language, and that's always a good starting point. Oh, my. Good.
Now that you've got a year under your belt, how does it feel? How do you feel about your position, what you're doing, the people you're working with?
Somebody want to take their phone, so I'm not interrupted again.
Somebody want to take your phone.
Okay.
First of all, it's the ringtone. It's like the most basic ringtone you have when you get an iPhone, right? Like that's the default setting ringtone.
We know basically everybody up there.
Oh yeah, I mean, living and working here in Chicago, I could guess whose ringtone that probably is.
Oh man, poor Adam Johns. No, here's the thing. Like any other previous Bears coach, like Matt Eberflus laughs that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but ball coach Johnson.
Coach Johnson has no tolerance for that.
He doesn't want his time wasted.
Well, even if that thing was vibrating on the podium,
no,
he has a problem with it.
No,
like that thing needs to be on airplane mode and recording. Like, oh my God, it was not John's. I'm kidding. It's very inside.
No, yeah, that's for our Chicago audience.
That is just for the Chicago.
Yeah. I just think that that's how Ben Johnson is. Maybe people nationally are not familiar with it. He is all ball all the time. And he does not want his time wasted.
And I love him for
by
it.
your nonsense because your ringer is on.
I love him for it, but man, that is and like
have you seen the video? He picks up the phone and hands it to someone off camera. He wants it off the podium.
Know, can we find out who it is based on the hands? You
don't see an arm. No, he probably handed it to a PR person.
Oh man, yeah. Like any other former Bears coach would laugh that off. Like Eberflus just laughs that off.
Loser.
Well, okay.
On the field, he had a losing record, did he not?
Trestman thinks it's hilarious.
Loser on the field.
Oh yeah.
Loser.
Oh yeah.
Former Bears coaches who are all losers on the field.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't a personal shot.
No.
I was talking about his record.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't look at me like that.
I'm just saying.
Name another. Name another. Come on. You're gonna say it, John Fox, loser on the field. Very nice guy off.
Super nice guy.
Very nice guy off the field.
Come on. John Fox is awesome.
John Fox, great hang.
Great hang.
I'm just saying,
Love
on the
Foxy.
field. Well, Foxy. And Raj, he was in Denver.
I covered him for years. He's the nicest guy.
Great hang.
How you guys doing today? Great weather.
Hold on. Let me pick it up. What do you need?
Greatest guy
on the
ever,
field.
Man. I love Foxy.
On the field, loser. Right? On the field. That's not a personal shot.
Well, that was there.
He's a great hang.
We went to a Super Bowl here. We lost with it. We did go to a Super Bowl with Foxy.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, we already mentioned today Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
Were we watching the NFL draft at a cigar bar
Yes,
with John Fox?
when they
selected Roquan Smith?
Yes.
Great
Yeah.
hang.
Great hang.
Couldn't get it done on the field.
No.
In Carolina, sure.
Great
head coach.
Yeah.
Here, just cashing checks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just cashing checks. Raj, I mean, in Denver. Yeah,
They
not
go
great.
right them.
We went to a
I got
Super
no
Bowl.
problem
We
cashing it.
lost,
Listen.
but we went to one.
Not great. All right, so Ben Johnson, he's not here for your nonsense and your basic B ringer.
That's so good.
I mean, default setting ringer?
Dun, 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 dun.
Who has that?
I don't know, man.
You know that the age bracket had to have been up, right?
So maybe it wasn't
reporters.
Browns then.
Yeah, that's a boomer move to have that ringtone.
Oh, Biggs.
Think about the. You're calling out Brad Biggs. I see what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
Here of all places.
I'm not at all. I love them all. They're all great.
Yep. Okay. All right, Raj.
They
How about
are.
that? How about that backtrack?
They
I love
are.
them all.
Who's
someone
Who's
says I
not
love
nice?
them all,
Who's not nice up there? Who's not nice up there?
I'm not the one
Name
going
names.
after people.
Name
Name
names.
names.
I'm saying who's not nice up there? They're all great.
I agree. They're all great. Blanket statement from Abdalla.
I'll tell you this.
Yo, who?
Courtney puts it on airplane mode.
Oh, Courtney Cronin. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Not messing around.
Of course.
Airplane mode.
She was hosting First Take and SportsCenter yesterday.
Yeah.
She's
and
amazing.
made it back.
Yeah, she's
You
fantastic.
guys have been
All
in
right.
media rooms, though. That's going to be the story of legend. Like
Yeah, of
5
course.
years
Oh,
from
my
now.
God.
Like,
Whoever did that
will
is never
live
living
down.
that down, ever.
If Raj, if this was a local program today here in the city of Chicago, Abdalla and I would spend an hour trying to get to the bottom of it, whose ringer that was.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%.
That's how we would handle.
We'd
today.
have unnamed sources on, like reporters be like, we're just going to put a reporter on. You don't have to say who you are and just tell us who it is.
All right, so we can also laugh at ourselves because if we're going to talk Caleb Williams, I do feel like we do need to bring this up to our audience here on Westwood One Sports. So when Caleb was drafted by the Bears, the first radio show, first media availability he was available for was on the Bleck Abdalla show. We were the first people to talk to Caleb Williams when he was drafted by the Chicago Bears. This is how I ended the interview with Caleb Williams. Take a listen.
We're going to let you go. I do have to do this before we let you go. Fight on. I'm a USC fan, so this is also a great day for me. So.
Oh, yeah. So fight on and bear down.
That's it. Thanks, Caleb. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thanks,
You hear a lip
Caleb.
quiver.
And that's how it ended.
Fight on and bear down.
Hey, Mr.
You're my hero.
I'm so excited.
You're my hero, Caleb. I'm a USC fan. Fight on.
Hey, Mr. Caleb.
And bear
We're going
down.
to let you go. I do have to do this before we let you go. Fight on. I'm a USC fan, so this is also a great day for me. So.
Oh, yeah.
Great day for me.
So fight on and bear down.
How about that?
So.
Oh, yeah.
Like
So
a Make-A-Wish
fight on
kid at
and
Disney.
bear down.
My God, man.
Man,
So I'm
Nick
just
Saban
saying.
did not give Abdalla that treatment. No, he did
no,
not.
and this was when Saban was on the
And
show
to
back
be
in
fair,
the day.
To be fair, I roll-tided Saban off the air.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day, man.
You too.
Have a great day, Coach.
Roll Tide. That was
Click.
that was
the end of the
but
conversation.
That was pre-recorded, not on the air.
That was it. He hung up on you.
Regardless.
You roll-tided coach, and he hung up
Regardless,
on you.
it was off the air.
Hey, Mr. Caleb.
Oh, thanks.
Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show's coming up next.
Clones.
This is Westwood One Sports.